Greetings, fellow photorealistic sentient cars. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And tonight, we're talking Mr. Banks. Yes, that's right, BlueDragonFive. Photorealistic sentient cars. That is what we get in the Cars 3 teaser trailer, which just dropped today. It just dropped this morning, Dragon. I have a lot to say about it. We don't have a lot of time. It's a 50-second trailer, so I think we can condense this conversation down a little bit, Dragon. But I'm really blown away by this trailer. I'm gonna say something. Sure. This teaser, Dragon. I'm gonna say something incredibly ballsy. You ready?
Okay.
This is the best Pixar teaser trailer ever.
I don't know. I have to go through them in my mind because there's a lot of really good teasers from Pixar.
I did go through them in my mind. And
Mr. Travel with the Belt?
I mean, that's fun, but it's one gag. It's just one gag, and it kind of gets a little repetitive. I would say maybe the second, I would say Monsters, Inc. might be, the other one in contention, I would say.
Yeah.
But still, this is a damn good trailer. I think this is an amazing trailer. Teaser trailer, of course. I think as a teaser, it works brilliantly. It's essentially just a slap in the face of hey, remember Cars 2? Dragon, you and I, we defend Cars 2, yada, yada, yada. This is not going to beat Cars 2. The whole point of this trailer is to just basically say, we are not going the Cars 2 route with this.
Tiki, you know, nothing beats the sweet smell of vindication. Nothing beats it, dude. It's just everyone, all the naysayers, Pixar's lost their minds. Well, look what happens when Pixar, they made a fun, I'm just going to rant for a single moment here, just for a moment. For all the people who've said, Pixar's lost their minds, they wanted to make just kind of a fun little, we're not really going to continue the story. We're just going to take a little break with these characters, just pay homage to kind of the summer spy blockbusters. You have some fun during the summer, essentially, with Cars 2. They upgraded the animation. It looked really cool. It had some cool characters. And it wasn't supposed to be anything really deep and thought-provoking. Problem is, they followed Toy Story 3, which was kind of the undoing of that, of critically.
And then also, WALL-E and Up in that same era. They were on a hot streak of, really sublime, filmmaking at that point.
and plus, they were facing some troubles behind the scenes. So again, it was mainly basically John Lasseter came up with the idea, and he was really busy those days. Well, still to these days, he's chief creative officer, all everything now. So
right.
Basically, he had to kind of swoop in and help out. I believe, it's not Ash Brand. I think it was Brad Lewis. Yeah, Brad Lewis. He had to co-direct with Brad Lewis at the last second. So that's why kind of things aren't really. I think John Lasseter would have put under a fine-tooth comb for story on that film. But I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. Points for about Cars 3. So I guess there's generally not allowed in this teaser. Pretty much just one big idea in the teaser. So it's just visually, though. Let's talk about this, though. Visually, the teaser has updated software, as you pointed out. Very photorealistic.
It looks amazing.
Post Good Dinosaur, again, if you look at the Pixar progression here of just, we have Monsters University use the global illumination technology, especially with the short they demonstrated in Blue Umbrella, which is basically photorealistic settings.
Sure.
And we go to most notably Good Dinosaur, which is complete, absolute photorealism. They somehow upgraded the global illumination software. Now, that going to Finding Dory, it's basically they can push a button that says Toy Story 3. It kind of upgrades the look right now. As imagine it's like a Toy Story 3 button at this point. These push, okay, let's update kind of a beloved. Let's update a franchise we got. Okay, Toy Story 3. Okay, look up to date. It's we need to redo that sequence when Marla bumps in the Dory. Toy Story 3 button.
We need to get some of that photorealistic water from Good Dinosaur too. Get some of that in there.
So, pretty much this is, it's kind of the updated software of the photorealism from A Good Dinosaur here, because, our sets, it looks distinctly different from the original Cars and Cars 2.
Oh, it does.
Definitely. I think, Cars 2 was brighter and it was more, again, going to different locations. This is kind of taking us back to familiar territory, but now it has, I think what's great about this new rendering, Tiki, is that it's adding tonal character development.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what I love most about this teaser, Tiki. It's combined with the look, but it's all symptomatically the same thing. It's like a tonal communication that we're taking things a little more seriously, but mainly we're getting back to our roots of what we're emotionally going through with Cars. We're telling kind of an emotional story. Right off the bat, they're earning points by shying away from the faces. We don't see a single face in this teaser.
which is a brilliant artistic decision.
And you know that's strategic, T, because they know.
Absolutely,
Again,
absolutely.
I love this. They don't talk about it that much. I mean, John Lasseter once, it's the only, not unkind, but it's the only kind of stern word he's ever said to the press once, just kind of tell them, hey, I defended Cars 2 this one time. They never talked about Cars 2. But this, though, I mean, again, this is like a subtle, you know, from Andrew Stanley talking to Fine and Jordan, just talking about the paranoia of making a sequel to such a beloved kind of one-off film. They really think about this stuff. They're taking in the criticisms, and they're in.
Sure.
This is the proof in the pudding that wow, they've taken the criticisms and they're adjusting for it. They're not going in blind. They're not like making.
Yeah, it's incredible what they've done here, I think. And honestly, Dragon, I've seen a lot of negativity still around this trailer from various people on Facebook. I won't name names right now. And, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. But I just think you're not giving the folks at Pixar any credit if you're just, like, dismissing it offhand because you're just like, oh, Cars is a joke franchise. It's like, you know, it's the bastard child of Pixar, and they shouldn't have made a Cars 3. I'm like, you're really being short-sighted with that, I think. Because I really think this movie's going to surprise a lot of people.
I'm convinced that making this teaser the first ones, doing it the way they did, is them strategically kind of subtly saying, yes, we've heard the criticisms of Cars 2. We're evolving the story with this one, and we're just to subtly win you over. We're going to kind of ease you in to like take a progression of a story of like, okay, you think you're back in Cars, but now things are a little different. Now things are a little more serious, and it's like before we just say, in a way, Teague, it's like if they just went in guns ablazing, like, okay, we see the characters again, that would be, don't get me wrong, they'd have to have more story in it, or else they wouldn't really have the same thing here. But importantly, I think, if you see the faces, they're doing Cars 2 again. So they went complete opposite what people were expecting. Of like, oh wow, I didn't expect this at all. I was expecting like Mater making a joke that's going to polarize audiences. Like, no, it's going to be.
I am really curious to see how they're going to handle Mater in this movie. I think
I know what I'd like to see. We'll get to that towards a little moment.
Okay, well let's quickly go through this trailer and then we'll get to some speculation at the end. Okay.
Sure. So basically, it's like one awesome line in this trailer.
Right. Just like you said, it's like I love how the cars are so fast you can barely even see them. You know what I mean? They're all blurry.
And again, it's making them look more realistic. Basically, it's like grounding the Cars franchise for the third installment. It's basically what they're doing with all of this, the photorealism and the fact that we're not seeing any faces right off the bat. It's like they're easing us back into this new thing they're doing. It's easing us back into buying into the world, essentially.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know that we're still in the Cars world because you see the racing and everything, and it's the same general like shape of the cars that we're used to, and right there, like, see that shot, you know, it's like we do see Lightning McQueen from above, you know, so we do get character, you know, it's like there's no doubt this is the Cars universe. It's not like, you know, it's not like, oh, whoa, what is this, like some sort of weird like Pixar driving movie, you know, like.
And Pixar... honestly, hold on the image. I just want you. Yeah. The closest we get to ever seeing a face is if you look, it's really blurry because it's going so fast. You see eyes on the audience's windshields.
Yeah, actually, I can see it. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the closest you get to seeing faces. And again, it's like you're so caught up in just the total, like, it is the Cars universe, but it's in a way that it's in a way we've never seen it before.
Right. Okay. Like all the trailers, just like in the first movie, except of course now it's just more real. Dragon, I really think this movie is going to be basically a deconstruction of the first movie. I really think like it's going to have a lot of the same hallmarks as the first movie, but with a lot of years worth of experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. These shots are all so short too.
And again, I love that the way we see Lightning in this film is that we get so much story communicated in just one. We see the look is upgraded, and that he has these little metal things connecting the fender.
Right.
So one, we know Lightning's going to look a little different though. You know, every film's like he had new stickers and stuff for like the race he was in Cars 2, and here there's like some subtle. When they upgrade the models, when they rebuild the animation models, like you have to do every time you upgrade the software. To can't always just you don't get anything for free in animation, so to speak. Point is, in addition to that, I love that we have all this like subtle detail. It might just be the scene itself. I think again, the first thing we're seeing of Lightning is like he's completely covered in dirt. It's like it's kind of a grittier thing we're seeing. It's like this.
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
definitely.
Point is, in this scene, we're seeing Lightning in a low, dangerous moment. That's why he's like covered in dirt. He's almost unrecognizable. Yeah, and we know rusty. So again, underneath it all, he is still the same, but now he's years have passed. Time has passed with his character. He has grown, and it's like the martial arts thing. A guy comes with a white belt, by the end he's a black belt, that sort of thing.
So, like you said, just all these side shots. It's just very, very deliberate. Okay,
I love the realism of that crash, by the way. Of the tire goes out and then he spins out of control so realistically.
This is the meat of the trailer.
Well, the line we're hearing that the folks at home aren't hearing now is McQueen is fading, and then the tire goes out, and then we see this in slow-mo. It's glorious. Again, no eye. You don't see anything.
Nope. Dragon, my jaw absolutely dropped, and my heart dropped into my stomach when I saw this.
Then I tell you, it's also like the only sounds you hear is like kind of almost goes dead and mute, except you hear while he's tumbling like this, you hear Owen Wilson's kind of like tired breathing, like he's been running. It's just he's got nothing left in the tank. It's like
right.
He's breathing as he's like slow motion crashing. I love that we see like the broken headlights and stuff. Kind of
look at the damage, man. He's going to be really messed up after this.
And of course, this is in direct reference to what happened to Doc Hudson, which is the thing I'm most jazzed in my mind. And then this was a brilliant. Again, this is the acknowledgement of Cars 2, but also at the same time, this is the acknowledgement of like, guys, I'm going to. For anyone who's like counted us out for Cars 3, we're going to show you this is a movie you got to see.
And I am absolutely stoked for this movie from this trailer, Dragon. This trailer totally did it for me. Like, I was being very cautiously optimistic about Cars 3 from before this trailer. Like, I was always saying, like, well, at the very least, they're not going to just repeat the same mistakes with Cars 2. It's like, we're not going to see, like, Mater on another spy adventure. We're not going to see that. Pixar's smart, but I underestimated Pixar, Dragon, because this isn't just like, oh, look, it's a good return to form with the characters that we know and love. No, this is something else entirely. They are trying to make a bold new kind of Cars movie for this, for the end of the trilogy here. I love how we don't even get the title. We just get Summer 2017. We don't get Cars 3. That's nice.
A pretty safe bet. It's gonna. I think all the teasers do that though. They have like a summer of like with the Cars movies. I think they just do that.
Right. And okay, so let's let me just freeze frame on that. And let's get into some quick speculation.
Well, real quick, let me say you share your thoughts and like your reaction. This is consistent with my hopes for Cars 3. I was always hoping it was going to boil to this idea of McQueen's becoming Doc Hudson.
And that's exactly what the plot summary is going to be, because if you look on the YouTube description, they actually have the plot summary, which is Lightning McQueen, after a near fatal crash, goes into retirement, but helps train an up and coming pit stop car known as Cruz Ramirez, who's going to be a female race car.
Wait, taking out that. I'm sorry, I need you to be very specific with me right here, because I think I screwed up a detail in my research. I need you to help me out here. Okay, so Lightning, it specifically says Lightning is training Cruz Ramirez. Okay, so he's training her.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right.
He might get back into the race himself. I don't know. That might be a plot point. But I do know the big crux of the story is him after, like, I assume the first act is going to be, like, Cruz Ramirez is probably going to be part of his pit crew in this big race. The first act is going to end with the crash and then, kind of training Cruz Ramirez through Act 2 and 3.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny. I can still use the same comparison though. Is that
okay?
Pretty much I boil it down to I think the theme is going to be McQueen kind of facing change and retirement. But I was basically saying before this new information, I was going to say it's Balboa with cars, so now I think it's Creed with cars.
basically.
Again, I thought the way I was going to go is real quick. I thought it was going to be McQueen. He's basically has one race left in him, and he's going to be coming back, and Cruz Ramirez is going to help him out. And then he was again like one more race, and he would ultimately realize, he retirement isn't such a bad thing.
I mean, he might get that one more race, Dragon. I don't want to just completely discount, like, no, that's not going to happen. It might, but I do know that specifically he will be training crews.
Well, okay, well, yeah. Well, regardless, that still sounds interesting. I'm down for that. I think it's still in the same vein. Again, him becoming a Doc Hudson like he was in the first film of that. Doc Hudson kind of gave Lightning tips to win his first Piston Cup. It's the full circle thing.
Oh, I absolutely think it's it's up there for sure.
I definitely see. T, can you go back on the footage there?
Yeah.
I want to look for this the black car the black car I'm talking about, right?
Let me see.
It's the one. That's right there. Yeah. So what I love about this car is that there's a character called Jackson Storm that's been mentioned in the Wikipedia page. They haven't revealed who's playing him or her, but I most likely assume it's a him. Point is, this car, I love that it's seemingly from the back, it's like a black, sleek version, like a 2.0, quite literally, 2.0 version of Lightning McQueen. Point is, this one just kind of caught my eye. I could be just blindly speculating here. I'm just saying this one seems to be important because the way they linger on it looks really cool. I don't know.
Also, I'm kind of speculating that maybe he plays a part in causing the crash.
I'll tell you, let's not just rule everyone a villain. I think he just might be the new competition that Cruise is going to have to go up against, perhaps. I think this is going to be the one.
Keep in mind, he could be indirectly involved with the crash and still not be a villain. I mean, that's
sure. I don't think every racer's Chick Hicks, that's all.
No, I know, but like I said, I'm just, like I said, I'm not.
Right. You don't know. We only have 50 seconds here. We don't know.
Sure. All right. Any final thoughts on this, Dragon?
Let's see. Again, I really thought it was gonna be like McQueen. I think they still get a lot of evidence of like McQueen fighting retirement for a smidge. Him fighting retirement, avoiding kind of the Hudson arc. Again, like Hudson had that wonderful thing where he said he had a lot left in him. I think if we're not gonna make a whole film about it, we could definitely explore that theme of like McQueen knowing that he felt that he had more to go, but just the new generation of racers, a whole bunch of rookies like McQueen was. He feels a little. He feels a guy like Doc Hudson post crash. I had a lot left in me, but again, he didn't get back out there. It's not the fact that he eventually Hudson was prepared, but it's the fact he just didn't have the racing bug in him anymore. Mm. So again, I just think regardless, by the end, it's going to be the story of McQueen kind of accepting the role of Doc Hudson. It's been confirmed that we're going to see Route 66 and Route 99.
Okay, that's interesting.
Dan Gerson has unfortunately passed away this year. This is his final work. He's one of the screenwriters on this. Mm-hmm. Dan Gerson, the voice of the Smee and the guys from Monsters Inc. The whole like, oh, that's Mr. Sullivan. Those guys.
Sure. Yeah. The
janitorial
staff, essentially.
Yes, the janitorial staff, yes. And also he was the voice of the desk sergeant in Big Hero 6. He's been involved in a lot of stuff. And importantly, he worked in the original Cars in the story department along with the director, who was pulled directly from the original Cars, which I think confirms what we're hoping for, is that this is going to pull from the well of the original Cars team. Brian Fee. Brian Fee is a new coming director. He's worked in the story. So basically, they're getting together original Cars room writers.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be very telling. And again, I think that might bring this kind of different style we're getting from John Lasseter's. Lasseter's a little more nostalgic. I think Brian Fee's a little more caught up in the emotions of the moment, perhaps.
I have two quick things of speculation for you before we sign off, both relating to Mater. Just in general, how do you think they'll handle Mater?
Well, again, going with the Rocket comparison, I kind of hope he's going to be like Paulie in the way. I'm really hoping with Mater that
turkey on Thanksgiving.
Well, maybe not that much. My point is, I would like kind of a more like a wizened Mater in a way that he's still silly but he's more like a restrained silly. He's Lightning's friend, basically giving the ultimate pick me up, being a really good supporting character, being like he's there to support Lightning, maybe not as wacky and out of control, because again he's hopefully smartened up since Cars 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just hoping that it's going to be like when Lightning really needs encouragement, is like someone to kind of reaffirm Lightning's not the end of the world that retired. Maybe it's not coming from Sally, maybe it's coming from Mater, someone who actually knew Doc Hudson. I don't know.
Sure.
Could be cool. But overall, yeah, I'm very impressed with this, by the way. So this is looking.
One quick thing of speculation, just because I'm very curious. Do you think that Shiftwell or McMissile are going to be involved in any way? My guess is no.
I would also guess no. Let's see, just for a moment here. Let me see. Okay, so Cars 2 came out 2000, 2010.
2010?
Not 10. It was 11. 2011. Because Brave was 12. Cars 2 was 11. Okay, 2011. Let's see, it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At least 5 years have passed between that and Cars 3, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I would assume. I'm just saying with the look, it might be explained like 5 years had gone by, so he's probably won a whole bunch of other piston cups and so on and so forth. And now it's like I think we're just going to start. End of Act One's going to be McQueen getting in the accident.
Okay, yeah, I absolutely think the accident's going to be end of Act 1 as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it's a gutsy move. They really, if that's the case, they kind of pulled one of their big old trump cards. Like they could have saved that as a huge reveal in the film, but no, they're using it strategically. They're using to kind of get people like they had to really kind of eat a lot of crow for Cars 2, and now this is them saying, "All right, well, look, we got to pull out our big old trump cards to kind of sell the naysayers."
For sure. Yeah, and I am like very, very optimistic about this, Dragon. I do think that people are going to kind of complain and whine about this movie up until its release. I really do. I think there's some people that you just can't change their minds. They hated Cars 2 so much, and that they just think the whole Cars franchise is a blemish on Pixar. And
I know what didn't help that. Again, the less the Cars franchise, more the Planes franchise. That has hurt.
The Planes franchise didn't help, but at the same time, I feel like Cars Land and California Adventure kind of balanced that out because Cars Land is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying again, Cars specifically. Cars isn't beyond saving. Planes, on the other,
No.
that rubbed dirt.
Let's just say, thank God they never went through with their plans to convert Soarin' over California into a Planes attraction, which I swear to God was in the works at one point. So, all right, folks, thank you for watching. And, like I said, if you are one of those people that does have a lot of reservations about this, I don't blame you. I'm not trying to say, like, oh, you're wrong. Ooh, but I just want you to have an open mind. I really want people to have an open mind about this. I really do feel like Pixar is going in an entirely different direction. This movie is not going to be Cars 2.
Let me. I'm sorry, taking.
It is not going to be Cars 2. It is not going to be corny. I really do think this movie has all the potential in the world to be the best movie in the Cars franchise.
Well, let me say this to any naysayers who are sour over Cars 2, or you know what, all of you owe Pixar at least a chance. You all do, okay? They've brought toys to life. They've brought fish to life. The Incredibles. You at least owe them a shot. Give them a shot. Give Cars 3 a chance. At least after you see a trailer, make a decision. Go see.
Fair enough.
You owe Pixar at least one.
Okay. Everybody only gets one. All right. Okay, folks. And with that, see you later.